That's not your job.
It's not your job.
It's not your job, and you're going to have to arrest me. Be lovely, because then you'll have to explain. Sorry? There are no breaches of the peace.
I want to hear some more songs later. I'll be up there.
You will hear them.
Good. But just stay away from their cameras.
I never go anywhere near the camera. Compel me to stand there and you'll see what happens.
But you're going to keep a respectful distance from their equipment and them, because it's expensive stuff and we don't want it broken. That's fair. I don't come and mess
I said, no, I'll tell you what's fair.
Do I come and mess with your equipment and disrupt it and
interrupt
what you're doing?
Is there a single incident
What? I'm not saying
in the last 7 years
I'm not saying there is.
of me interfering with a camera?
I haven't said there is. But we need to keep everyone safe and everyone calm. No,
I'm beautifully calm. I'm enjoying this moment fantastically because I know exactly what I'm going to be able to make of this.
Good. No, I'm just happy, but we need to keep people away from what
Can't
they're...
get signs, we're going to shout. They don't want
Well, actually, what was happening is going to sing. Do you want to be sung at?
signs, they're going to shout.
You're not going up there. We're being
No.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Obviously.
It's okay. Do not push. Do not touch. There's no need to. There's no need to shout.
We want to keep you away to interrupt what they're doing.
We don't interrupt it. Well, we weren't interrupting it, but now what you're doing is creating a situation where we'll have to, in a different way.
Fascist program. Fascist station.
I mean, you know, there used to be ideas about protest. Yes, right to protest, as long as it's around the corner quietly where no one can see us. Yes, I understand.
But we can't have you actively causing breach of the peace and disruption.
We don't cause a breach of the peace. This is not the definition of breach of the peace.
Good morning.
Right.
And thank you for dealing with those protesters behind you, Mr. Griffith. We know that that's a daily occurrence at this point. We'll try and keep calm and carry on, won't we? Let's talk about this situation in the Channel and that Russian tanker firing at a yacht owned by a British couple. We've got some
Peter, please be calm. That's useful.
They wrote this down, saying that this is just a nautical incident. But when you put it in the broader context of what we've been seeing recently...
Well, we're being quite agitated because you are presuming beyond the powers of which you are possessed in order to prevent our right to protest. We can protest quietly around the corner as long as no one can see or hear us.
£5 million of foreign money to subvert our politics by a Thai investor.
But it is a salutary reminder.
And you think we haven't got a right to protest that?
Activity
We stay away from them.
just off the coast.
You can't make people feel threatened or...
We don't make people feel threatened.
Well, actually, not you, sir, but your colleague here is quite abrasive and agitated, and we're not having it. We're respectful to you.
I'm respectful to you.
You are. You need to be respectful to us as well.
Well,
We're enemies. We're to keep them safe as much as you safe.
No one is unsafe. The most unsafe people
With all
here.
respect to us, that's our judgment call for us to risk.
The most unsafe people here are probably he and I because we are being threatened.
We're keeping you safe as
Just
much
was
as
threatened.
In on themselves.
But again, this here is a breach of the peace situation. This gentleman's here to do a job.
And we're not impeding him doing his job. He's doing his job. He's doing his job marvellously, by the way.
So let's not provoke him. Yes, but
Oh, as if this chap here could possibly be intimidated. Look at him.
But you can't play that card because your intention is...
72-year-old pensioner, and this chap, I wouldn't be at all surprised, actually served in the military. No, I do not think for 1 second he's intimidated.
Well, it's the intention, isn't it?
No, it's not. We have no intention to intimidate.
Their right to perform their function is...
The intention is to
freedom of the
protest.
press, we have it. You have freedom of rights to your protest. We don't come and disrupt what you're doing, do we? No. We respect
Tried to do it the way that it's been able to also. That's not working, so we're going to do it the alternative way.
That properly celebrates business.
Can I talk to you about inflation? Because inflation has unexpectedly stayed at 2.8%. Higher transport costs offset by slower food price rises. What's your response to those figures?
Well, the big shocker in today's inflation figures is not just that inflation has remained stubbornly high, but if you look at something called the Producer Price Index, which measures the inflation that firms face, their higher employment costs, the greater costs of red tape, and of course their energy costs, that's gone up by nearly 9%. Now, one way or another, that's going to hit ordinary folk. Either it's going to end up in higher prices on the high street, or it's going to end up with business closures and people losing their jobs. So that, to me, is is the big worry from today's inflation figures, and a lot of that sits on Rachel Reeves's desk.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and apologies again for the disturbance behind you. We all know that, unfortunately, with these terrible inflation figures, that we can't get more people back to work, can we? Anyway, there we go. That's Shadow Secretary of State for Business and Trade.
There's a lot of people out of work looking for things to do with their time, aren't there?
Quite right there, Andrew Griffiths. Thank you very much for joining us again this morning on Breakfast, and hopefully... as it is public space.
You see, wasn't it better when we just held things in the background?
Just us interviewing these members.
Protests will out.
Complete waste of time. You made it far worse for them. Far worse.
You don't blame us.
We wouldn't have said anything.
You chose to conduct yourself in a way because you don't respect other people. That's not on me. That's
No. I know that there is this big thing about people mustn't be allowed to protest. It's naughty. But we do yet have those rights.
I don't have to respect GBNews.
We don't have to respect GBNews.
You don't have to like them.
That's the
Don't have to like them.
Absolutely.
That's the quote for today. We have to respect GBNews.
You will respect GBNews?
Respect people doing their job. You have to respect their policies and what they stand for.
They
what
can
they
go
believe
and
on the
studio
broadcast.
if they want.
No, we don't. What we do is we must not impede them at their practice. That's true.
You are impeding.
No, we're not.
That was impeding.
That was not impeding.
That was impeding.
No, that was not
We were
impeding.
quietly in the background.
To put something in the background is not impeding. Is the London Eye impeding GB News? Because it's in the background, you know. It's just sitting there.
But I can give you. You know you're being facetious.
Yes, I know I'm being facetious because the position is absurd.
No, your position is
You don't have.
people doing their jobs.
I don't have to respect people doing their jobs. What I have to do is not impede them doing their jobs.
And you did.
And we didn't. We didn't. We didn't.
Well, that's subjective.
We were in the background.
All that's
Also,
subjective.
this gentleman might have felt threatened. We don't know.
He didn't. This gentleman here has not felt threatened in his life, quite possibly. So don't give us that.
Nonsense. We still got.
We don't have to have respect for everyone. We don't have to have respect for everyone.
The police on the side of GBNews.
Yes, you have.
Yourself, but you're not. This gentleman is deciding, pushing me out of the way. That's unacceptable.
I did not
yes,
push
you did.
you out
I
of
told
the
you
way.
I'm going to stand here and not
No,
push you
no,
out of
no.
the way. And you
Any
did.
contact that occurred was from you. I'm very careful not to make
It's
any
called a
contact.
professional distance. Stay away.
It's not
And you
professional
chose not to.
distance.
Well,
Okay?
that is because he took up a position. Because I know I wasn't here. I know, but I know what he'll have done because he takes up a position. As you are fully aware, he takes up the same position every Wednesday, and then you would have entered into that position.
Stop him getting closer.
Well, he gets as close as he needs to do that, and you know what he does, and no one is ever in any.
This guy can take care of himself. He doesn't need you.
I would-
We're here for a breach of peace.
I
We can't have
pay
people
your
say,
salary.
"No, you don't. I'm a Crown servant, and we pay tax as well."
Yeah.
So let's not go down that route.
Hang
No,
on,
no,
you're
no.
a Crown servant.
We're not civil servants, and I pay my own tax. So put
Yeah.
down on that
Hang
one.
on.
Leave that one.
Leave that one because you're wrong. Thank you.
But it's hardly what we're talking about. It's hardly what we're talking about. What we're talking about is our right to protest, which is absolute. We have a right to absolute. We have to be threatening and hurting people before you can impede our right to protest.
And I appreciate your protest and I like the songs. But when these guys are doing a task and they're having an interview, we've got staff involved.
Yeah.
Regardless of who the politician or who politically disagree with them, you cannot disrupt what they're doing and put us in.
If we are holding banners quietly behind them, we are hardly disruption. That is a level of disruption. That is a level of disruption which is akin to a bird flying into shot.
You're not bird flying into shot. You're being facetious. You're
Yeah.
not.
How
You're
disruptive
here.
is this? We've not had this.
We are here to get our point across. We put our things in the background. We are entirely, perfectly, absolutely, by the laws of this land, entitled to do that.
Protest. You can protest, yes.
No, but you're stopping this protest.
Not stopping you getting
tried
too
to
close
stop
to
us
them.
protesting.
No.
I told you.
He wasn't getting any closer than he usually gets.
The guys there.
I was respectful distance from the MP.
you
This
are
guy
also-
is employed
Yep.
to block me.
Yep. Well, no, we're employed to keep
So
them.
I don't
they're
think he
employed to
deserves
keep
my
a distance
respect.
from you.
Because in the past you stood right behind the MP, and that has been quite intrusive.
So the intrusive.
We,
you know that.
I mean,
You know it because
You
it's the
know
point
that.
of
we
what you do it.
put things behind them. We do not touch people.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
There is no sense in which we do anything that could possibly be construed as violence, because, do you know what? We've been doing this I've been doing this for 7 years, you've been doing it 7.5 years, you've been doing it for 8 years.
It's 6 meters to make an argument.
There we go. You've got an uppity pensioner here. An uppity pensioner.
Sorry?
Apparently it's up in defence pays my wages. That's a good argument to go down, isn't it?
No, it's a bad argument. That's why I told him
Well,
not
it
to
is.
do it.
So let's not go disrespectful.
Now you want to distract us down the line of the bad argument. We want to keep up with the
We're
good
trying to
argument,
keep it
which is very much about what
We're
is
trying to
protest.
keep a respectful distance from the
No,
people that are
respect is not. Respect is.
regardless of whether you agree with their policies or not. The cameraman.
He gets behind the camera.
He hasn't. I've seen him. He hasn't like that.
I would never
Like, you
like
have.
Well, like that on my
What are
colleague.
you doing to me now?
Exactly what you're doing.
What are you doing to me now? You're right in my face. You're exactly in my face. I was never like this. I was never like this.
I would strongly advise that everyone.
It is on camera. Yeah.
It's not a comfortable position, is it? So what's
I would strongly advise that everyone. Exactly. Come on.
That's exactly
Which is
what
all we were asking of you, okay? That's all it was, sir.
Because this bloke's trying to have a conversation with me here.
I've only just got here. I don't know
So
what
that's it. That's all we were saying.
Right.
you do need to speak to your friend because I have seen him and he has got ridiculously close.
Look. Look. Peter here. Peter here.
I've seen
I know you're
you.
passionate. We're
No.
passionate.
I've never
No.
been violent in my life.
No.
I never would.
There is no violence. There is nothing like that. I just want to say, Peter there, with his nice little placards getting behind them, right? Your alternative to that is me singing. What is more disruptive? And you'll notice that I don't go the singing as my first option. I prefer that we use our placards. But if you prevent that, you will get the singing. Now, what is better in terms of them doing things?
I'm not threatened by you over there singing.
Here and it hasn't been quiet. It's been absolutely opposite to what you said.
Okay, so let's not lie.
He
So
does.
let's lie.
No, that's not a lie.
It is lying.
No, it's not a lie because.
You say we always
bending
protest
the truth
quietly.
to make-
No, I didn't use those words you said. I didn't use those words you said. I did not actually use that phrase. I did not use that. Yes, but you are trying to turn this argument into something I wasn't arguing. So that's not going to fly. I didn't argue that point.
But everyone's happy.
And it's all on video. Well, I'm not entirely sure Peter is, but.
Your colleague needs to not in people,
Yes,
not mine,
he does.
the security
Yes,
faces,
okay.
the interview spaces, that's not acceptable. You can stand here, sir, and sing your heart out because no one's threatening
Yeah, that-
in your personal space. That's your right to do. But, as I said, this isn't a comfortable position for anybody.
And he
And
has
that's
been
what he
like that.
does. We're not having it. It's threatening, even though we go, don't play the pensioner card. Well, you're probably not threatened by me, but that is not comfortable. That's personal space. It's not acceptable when they're trying to function, whether or not you agree with what they're doing.
Yeah.
You can't do that. It's disruptive.
Then
It's
what you're
preventing
saying-
a breach of the peace. This gentleman might take that the wrong way.
That gentleman's a professional, I promise
Doesn't
you.
matter. And he'll make a professional judgment on the risk, as will we.
Yes.
So we're here to stop
He's-
that.
he's very much-
And
he's
how-
rather better at it than you.
How do we stop that? You have a professional courtesy distance from somebody that's trying to do their job.
But
you do not
The
get
job
in
he's
the
trying
way.
to do, because
That's subjective. That's
no, you don't get to have the argument you want to have and not hear the counter. This is this chap has been doing his job brilliantly, by the way, for perhaps 2 months, something like that. Yeah. So before that, we would just very happily get behind the person, and this gentleman's presence puts a further sort of thing back. Now that is a strategy to keep us out of shot, to repress our protest, and it will not stand. Because one way or another,
I have seen
Very,
you
very
before.
in my face.
yeah. So one way or another, there will be a protest here, and the thing is that if you make it so that it ends up being nice, big, loud singing, that's going to be worse on television. Much better to have a nice little placard in the background.
You have been
Yes.
right up on
If people put their faces in yours,
He went into that. He went.
as
I just demonstrated that.
and as I just covered, the point is he never used to be there. He has been brought in specifically to serve the purpose you just did, which is a strategy to impede protest.
Yes, strategy to keep an operational gap around those guys and their function. I
Because
don't want people.
are you talking about our great? Everyone here knows how many times we've had to be arrested for violence. Yes.
I'm not saying violence. It's not about violence.
No, or any sort of the only thing we do is we protest and we get a message out, and we do that by getting behind cameras. And if people put in,
gentlemen get into the face of somebody that's employed to keep a professional distance from the guy that's trying to conduct an interview.
he's not getting in the face. He's trying to put a thing behind there. The fact that face has been put in the way in order to impede that.
The gentleman tried to get him to grade, and that's the purpose of the man there, to keep a distance away from the camera crew, from conducting an interview. It's not unreasonable to do that.
But it's not
If you were trying
that.
to set up your equipment for your protest, because we go and listen to it, I join in, and I shake your hands, I respect you. But as you're trying to set it up, I'm in your way, and I'm in your way, and I'm stopping you plugging it in. That's not respectful.
But we're not doing that.
That's not you, sir. That's
No,
me,
no,
though.
no, he's not-
It's on camera.
he-
We can't argue that.
Oh, you can.
That's
No,
what
no,
he's
it's not
doing.
on camera that he is trying to prevent anyone plugging anything in. Not least because we want them to plug in because we want it to go out.
He's impeding that man doing his job, and these guys.
That man doing the job,
Okay.
that man doing his job is doing the job over bouncer, security, whatever.
So respect them.
That is the camera. We are getting behind the camera.
And he's there to prevent you getting close to the camera.
We don't get close to the camera. We don't need to impede the practice of the camera because we want our things in view. It doesn't serve our purposes to in any way stop the run of the program. That would be counterproductive. You surely can see that.
But we're keeping you from breaching the peace with the gentleman there.
No,
Said that
it's-
very specific task.
It's only a breach of the peace. Look, there is a law. There is a case about this.
If someone doesn't listen and escalates it, that's what happens. We're there being quite respectful and nice, and he insisted to be stubborn and get in the face of the gentleman who stood
Well,
there.
because you're impeding his right to protest.
He's chosen to walk and get in someone's face.
No,
That is impeding. That's a breach of the peace.
we
Essentially.
have a right to protest.
Do.
You can't go around sort of like saying, right, you protesters there. We are putting this guy here, and you are no longer allowed to protest.
So not protest. But let's just
Protest round the corner quietly. We know we can see you.
You can't get in his face.